Hello everybody, welcome to JAYA Tutorials. This is the first lesson under Learn Excel series, and this lesson is specially dedicated for very beginners. That is, we're gonna start the series with Introduction to Excel. But remember, for a beginner, this lesson is very important. Excel is mainly used for mathematical calculations and analysis. Here, I'm going to show you the basic elements of an Excel workbook. This is a workbook, and let's see its elements. This part is called the menu bar, the most important part in Excel, and it has all the tools and options for us to work. We'll be learning how to use the menu bar tools as part of our future lessons. Here we have something called Quick Access Toolbar. There are a few tools here which we can quickly access without going to menu bar. The most important icon here is the Save button. We can save our Excel workbook by just clicking this button. Then in top right corner, again there are a few important buttons. Minimize button, which will minimize or fold the workbook. Maximize button, this will restore the workbook to its original size. Close button, this is used to close the workbook once we have finished working with Excel. Don't worry, we will see the functionality of these buttons very soon. Here we have formula bar. This shows the formula or data we have entered in a selected cell. At the bottom, what we have is a status bar. This has tools for different viewing options, zoom in function, and also it shows certain other statistics which we can learn in future lessons. This is a column in our worksheet. We call it column G. And this is a row. It is row number 8. Remember, columns are labeled with alphabets and rows are labeled with numbers. Identifying columns and row numbers is very important in working with Excel. You will realize why very soon. The Excel sheet is made up with squares, and such a single square is called a cell. These are the key elements in Excel. We'll be learning the use of each element in this series of tutorials. So don't worry, you will get them all if you continue to follow the Learn Excel tutorial. Now, we will go to Excel and start with some of the basic things. I'm using 2016 version of Excel, but don't worry if you have a different version because all the versions are very much identical in all aspects. Okay, I have opened my Excel workbook. There are two terms to remember, workbook and worksheet. I said this is my workbook. Let's see what's a worksheet. If you go down here, you see this tab, sheet 1. Then I'm gonna click this plus sign nearby. Okay, I got another sheet. Now I have two sheets, sheet 1 and sheet 2, both in the same workbook. I can add many sheets as I want. So now you understand we are working in this workbook and it has two worksheets. Okay, now you can remember this is our menu bar and we have a couple of tabs here: File, Home, Insert, Page Layout, etc. Under each tab there are several tools and we call this section the ribbon. If you go to Home tab here, you can see these tools in the ribbon, and you can also see that these tools are subgrouped based on their function. We have one group for clipboard, one for font, alignment, etc. Further, you can see a small arrow here. If you click that launch button, we will find more and more tools related to the same group. The Excel has picked up the most commonly used tools and put only those tools in the ribbon because of the space problem. But if you want more tools, you have to click the launch button to get them. This Home tab is very important because it has almost all the essential stuff to work with Excel, and these tools are very much sufficient for simple use of Excel. Now, without further talks, we will start working with few simple things. First, I will increase the size of the worksheet using this. Now you can see better. Now, I'm going to select a cell. By default, this cell is selected. We name it as A1. See here, the selected cell reference is appearing. Let's say I want to select this cell. How can I do that? One method would be to take the mouse pointer here and click on the cell. Or else you can use arrow keys in your keyboard to come to that cell. I'll open my on-screen keyboard so that you can see how I'm using the keyboard. Use arrow keys like this. Excel identifies this cell as D5. You see this column labeled D and row number 5 is highlighted. You can see the cell reference is appearing here in this case as well. Likewise, Excel can identify any cell in its worksheet using this reference system, and this is one of the very important features in Excel which is used for its calculations. Now, I'll go to cell A1. Let's say I want to record some data relating to sales of a company. So I type the heading sales details on this cell. But I want the first letter of each word to be capital. To make capital letters, press caps lock button in your keyboard, then type the required letter or word, then again press caps lock button to remove capital effect. Or else, the easiest method is to press and hold the shift button while you are typing the required letter or word. Once done, release the shift button to resume from caps lock mode. After typing is finished, press enter button. Then I type a subheading here. I press and hold the shift button. While holding the shift button, I type the letter I. See, it became capital. Then I release the shift button and then type the rest of the letters, and they come as simple letters. You see, there is not enough space in the cell for the phrase we typed. It looks like the words are going to cell B2 as well, but it's not the case. What we have typed in a particular cell will be there intact inside that particular cell, even though it doesn't have enough space to display it within that cell. Let me prove it. Select the cell A2 and then check the formula bar. The formula bar basically shows us the data or the formula inside the selected cell. Now it shows the full phrase here under cell A2. Let's select this cell B2. It shows nothing. That means there is no data in this cell. Hope you got it. By the way, you just learned how to read the formula bar as well. However, this looks ugly. We can correct this later once all the data has been entered, but for the learning purpose, I will show how to correct this now itself. You take the mouse pointer here and place it right in between two columns, and you see the mouse pointer changes to this cross mark. It has two small arrows pointing to both sides. That means we can adjust the column width to both sides. Since I want to increase the width, I will now click the mouse and hold the mouse button and drag it to this side like this. Or even you can do like this. Go here, double click the mouse, it will get automatically adjusted. Now it looks good. We can adjust the rows also in the same way like this. Few more things to learn about entering data. Let's say I want to remove the word invoice and keep only number here. One thing I can do is to select this cell and again type the word number on the cell like this. This will replace already existing data with new data what we are entering. That is the first method. Before going to second method, I want to get the original phrase back. This is how I get it. There is an arrow here in quick access toolbar. It's like a return arrow. It is called undo button. It will reverse or undo the things we have done in Excel. So click it and get the original phrase. Now you see here another arrow appeared and it is facing the exact opposite direction. It is called redo button, and let's see what will happen when we click on it. Now you understand the use of undo button and redo button. Undo button will take you backward and redo button will take you forward. Without clicking these arrow buttons, we can use shortcut keys as well. Shortcut for undo is Ctrl Z. I'll show with my keyboard. That is, you press and hold Ctrl button in your keyboard and press the key Z at the same time. See, like this. To redo, it is Ctrl Y. See, you can toggle between the two very quickly. Believe me, using shortcut keys instead of clicking on icon is gonna save lot of time in working with Excel. This means using keyboard instead of mouse is gonna save lot of time. I'll be teaching you this kind of time saving tips and shortcuts continuously throughout this series of tutorial. Okay, let's go back to what we were discussing earlier about changing the data in a cell. Let's look at the second method to change the data. In this method, I can select the cell, double click on it and go into the cell. Now you see the cursor is appearing here inside the cell, so I can move it wherever I want and delete or adjust anything in the cell. I delete the word invoice. Another method. Select the cell, press the button F2. The key F2 is located at the top row of keyboard, to the left side of it and most of the case above number 2. When you press F2, you can go into the cell like this. If F2 doesn't work for you, try pressing it with Fn key. The final method. You can select the cell, then click on the formula bar. Here also you can do the adjustments. Okay, in changing data in a cell, the key thing to note is if you want to replace the existing data in a cell, then go onto the cell and enter new data. This will delete existing data and feed new data. If you want to do any adjustment to existing data without deleting it, then go into the cell, basically double click on the cell, then do the changes. Let me enter other headings as well. Item. After typing, I want to directly go to this cell. So how can I do that? I'll show you with my keyboard. If I press enter button, it will go down. If I want to go up after typing, then I press shift and enter button. See, again, if I want to go to right, then I press tab button. Finally, if I want to go to left, I press shift and tab button. This method will be very useful when working with huge volumes of data. But there is another way as well. After typing, you can use the arrow keys directly. You type, then press right arrow, you go to right. Other arrow keys also work like this. But for me, using arrow keys is not much comfortable. Okay, hope you are okay with that. So here item, go here and type other heading. Then under invoice number, I'll give some number, let's say 2020. Here ball and value, I'll just give 2 here. Then I'll enter a few more rows as well. Meanwhile, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do not forget to click the subscribe button below this video so that you can easily follow my future lessons. Okay, I'm done with this. Now, just make this a little bit nicer. I want to make the headings bold. We have to select the heading, then either can click this letter B here, or you can use the shortcut Ctrl B using the keyboard. Now I want to bold all 3 headings here, so I have to select all 3 cells. Either I can take mouse pointer here, click, and without releasing the mouse button, just drag the mouse pointer up to this cell. Or another method, press and hold Ctrl button and then click on each cell we want to select, like this. This method is very useful when we have to select cells from here and there. Then I click this icon B here to bold them. Then I want to put a grid here, so this will look like a nice table. First, I need to select this area. Then I go to this icon which is like a square. Click on this small launch button. Come to this, it says all borders, and click on it. Okay, done. Now I select the headings again, go to this icon here, then click on this arrow. I select a color for my headings. Now it looks good. Finally, I'm gonna have this workbook saved. You see this save button here. You go and click it. It will ask where to save the document. So I select desktop and I'll give a name to the file, lesson 1, and click save. Then click this button with a cross mark here. It is close button to close my workbook. Now I can see my saved workbook in my desktop. We have come to the end of the first lesson, and we learned a lot in this lesson. If I recall what we learned about basic elements of Excel, how to identify cells, how to navigate through cells, how to enter data, entering capital letters, adjusting column and row size, redo button, undo button, how to do correction to data entered, and how to format a simple table. That's it for the first lesson. Thank you for being with me. See you again in next lesson.